not mine, but God's own. I've really tried to digest this statement, and it's for long. Now, this is like a SCOAN heritage. It's a very prophetic statement. It is a very prophetic statement. In fact, it's a profound statement that after the life and legacy of Prophet TB Joshua, everybody is literally left talking about this. Among the statements like pray and watch and pray. One of the statements that really cover all the rest is not mine, but God's own. Now, not mine, but God's own is one thing. I will take it from different approach. Now, the first look in this statement is when someone can sit down and would be thinking about a legacy, or rather, let me use another word, empire, for the people who really has not gone so much deep in the spirit, the empire, or let me use the right word now, the household. Now, the best suitable word now is the household, because it's tolerant to both sides, spiritually and physically. Now, when you talk about not mine, but God's own, I would really take this thing because all of us, like people like us, we've been mentored by TB Joshua on different platform, not that physical. Well, I can confess, me personally, just like Paul said, I did not meet Christ physically, but I met him on my way to Damascus, converted through an attack of light, and he was converted through in that method. We are people who must be part of SCOAN. We are SCOANites in one way, that we were influenced and mentored and taken care of through different means online. We've started seeing about, hearing about Prophet TB Joshua when we were just born again, and we had so many things happening. Now, let me give you an example before I get into that statement. Even in Kenya, the deliverance ministers, not even in Kenya, in Africa generally, and not just Africa, in the universal kind of setup of Christianity, the deliverance method that everybody is literally using, they took it as from mentorship of Prophet TB Joshua. Deliverance ministry was born like from Prophet TB Joshua. We knew about deliverance when we were young and youths. We were trying to do, even in the youth night vigils, we were trying to do deliverance, and it was working right from there. We do deliverance in the night vigils when we were youths, you see, and it happened many times. And so we grew up in many apostles and pastors that we could get along with. They were also following the concept. So, not mine, but God's own is one statement that has opened my eyes from the people that Prophet TB Joshua left in SCOAN, and the ones that were to come after these ones that left. You see, so it was not mine, because he made a statement that would really open anybody's eyes, in that SCOAN was not his, it was God's. And this is where we have to really see how the transitions took place until now. Pastor Evelyn, Mommy Evelyn, is now taken over the SCOAN leadership. And you can see, all of you, if you have eyes or if you have ears, you see or you hear in either way or both. You see what is happening there. You hear what is happening there. The grace that is really flowing there is a triple portion. Let me talk about the triple portion. It's not just a double portion, it's a triple portion. You see what is happening here now, and it's just the first year of operation, of leadership. Starting from the excellence that is in that place and the arrangements. Wow, it's just amazing. And then out of that, not Prophet TB Joshua's own, but God's own. From his statement, I now understand what it means. Not my own, but God's own. That the people that every other person would really see. You see, like Jesse. Jesse had sons. David was one of the prominent sons that were neglected. But then he was always responsible, doing something somewhere. These other men, I had talked about this in another episode, but I'll talk about it in a different way now. And it's like the scenario of not my own, but God's own. So they came in. Prophet Samuel comes to the family and he says, God has sent me to anoint a king. And all the other brothers that look like king now, they came in and rallied the way across the prophet. And the prophet said, no, you don't have a king here. And then he's like, do you have another son? Or all of them are here. That's when now Jesse, the father of these boys, comes out and say, I have one, but he's in the fields. He's young. He's not even up to the age. Now the prophet said, let him be brought in. When he saw David from a distance, he said, this is the one that the king, Lord himself, has announced to be anointed king. Even Jesse himself was like, are you serious? But then it comes to me when I hear this word, not my own, but God's own. There are people that looks like they don't seem to add up to the value people would want to expect. And these are the people that are left back in SCOAN. And they're doing exploits. More than those people that were there before. How do you see it? Not my own, but God's own. There are a lot of things that will not look like it, but will transform, and all of the people will see that in reality, this is not human hands. This is God's doing. This is God's doing. Not my own, but God's own. Timothy Profitable, and this is Blair Voice. See you in the next episode.